Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to sew this sweater dress. I actually dropped this in my shop, so I do like to share patterns that I personally use and that my customers like. So here is a dress that I dropped for New Year's. I don't know if you can tell, but the color is like a gold / copper color. It's really pretty. It was perfect for New Year's. So I will be showing you the pattern. I forget the pattern company. I think it's made by me, but this is their tunic pattern. It's a sweater dress, and yeah, I'm going to show you how to sew it today. And thank you to everyone that's been watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And let's get started. All right, y'all, as always, I'm going to start by showing you the pattern pieces just so you know what you will need today. We have our sleeve, our cuff. You're going to cut two of these, two sleeves, of course. We have the back, the front, the neckband, and they call it a hemband, but it's the band that goes all the way at the bottom. I guess that is a proper name for it. I've just never heard that before. But I really like this pattern because it comes with the little sizing tags everywhere. I love when patterns do that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now all the pieces that I already cut out, and we'll get started. Okay, so here are the pieces, and the way that I have them laid out, the stretch goes this way. So this way, this way, this way. Just so in case anybody was wondering. And sorry about all the fuzz flying around. Oops. But okay, so I have my hemband, neckband, cuffs, sleeves. Wait, let me turn off my... I had to turn off my flash because the fuzz was bothering me. But okay, so my two sleeves, and then we have the front and back. So I'm going to put everything aside and work on our front and back. So I always just open these up. Oh my gosh, I love this fabric. I don't know if you can even tell, but it's like this really pretty gold coppery fabric. Anyways, so I'm going to lay my back piece on my front piece. And I'm going to sew my shoulders together. I will be using a 1/4 seam allowance. And just, you know, sew them together. If you're using a sewing machine, bam, right here. If you're using a serger, same thing, bam, right there. And I'll be back once that's finished. And just in case anyone is wondering, sorry for all the dust, these are my settings. They're in the front in case you want a screenshot or anything, I don't know. And here are the side. These are for my brother's serger. So here's what that looks like with the shoulders sewn together. And next I'm going to work on my sleeves. I like to attach them flat, so I am going to be showing you how to do that. But essentially you just open up your dress pieces like so. You want to make sure to open it up, and then you want to grab the middle of your sleeve. Usually I just fold it in half like this. Wait, you want it to be right sides out, so fold it in half like this. And I just place it in the middle. You can clip it if you want or whatnot, but I don't like using clips. And then I make sure to start by combining the pieces in the front. And then I just kind of ease it in as I'm sewing and go all the way around. So again, I don't use clips. I'm going to show you how to attach the sleeve. Okay, hopefully this is an okay angle. So again, I'm just going to grab the two corner pieces, place them on top of one another. This fabric's a little slippery, so I like to put it underneath my foot right before the needles. And again, I'm just using a 1/4 seam allowance, so I have my knife off and I'm just going to go. And then you'll notice that you need to move the top sleeve fabric towards the right. Again, if you were to use clips and whatnot, you would be removing them as you go. And I just want to make sure that the ends, the two ends on the other side line up. And there you go. So I'm going to do the same thing to my other sleeve and come back. So I just opened it all up. You should have something like this, and then we are going to put our dress pieces back to how they were when we sewed the shoulders up. And I'm just going to make sure to line up the sides and the sleeve, because now we're going to sew all of it together. So sorry I'm not laying it as nicely as I should, but I just like to start from the bottom, work my way up and down the other side of the sleeve. Same thing with this side, start at the bottom, make sure everything is lining up, especially these two seams at the armpit, and then finish it off. I'm just going to do the exact same way on my serger end. So I set the dress aside, and now we're going to work on all the bands. So I just have everything already facing right sides together, and you're going to sew the raw edges together. Again, just with that 1/4 seam allowance, and then we'll attach them to the dress, and believe it or not, that's it. So next, I'm just going to match up now these raw sides so that the right side of the fabric is in fact on the outside. Let me see. So I'm going to turn everything right side out essentially and make it look like this one. So I'll do that right now. Okay, so if you're new to sewing, I wanted to give you some pointers. I like to quarter my bands. So what that means is you find the center back point, use that to find the center front, and then add 2 pins, and then put those pins together or clips and find the left and right. And then you have that quartered out, so you have the 4 points on there. And you would do the same thing to the bottom of the dress or whichever part you're attaching. And you already have the left and right on the seams, but you find center front and center back. And then you would attach it. And the way that I like to do my cuffs, bands, whatever you want to call these, is I like to insert it inside the dress. So like this. And I like to make all of my seams lay in the back, but I'm just quickly showing you right here. And then for the cuffs, you would line it up with the the seam of the arm. So you would open this up and place this inside like this, lining up all the seams. Sorry, I just have one hand right now. And then for the neckband, again, if you're really new, I would mark center front and back of my neckband, and then left and right, and line it up with the neckband. And you do have to stretch it a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and attach the arm cuffs and the hemband, and I'm going to do the neckband on camera because I feel like that's the most tricky part, but the other ones shouldn't give you any trouble. So I finished the sleeves and the bottom of the dress, and now I'm going to work on the neckband. So I went ahead and quartered it just like I mentioned earlier. So you'll notice that the neckband is smaller, but when we go over to sew it, all we're going to do is make sure to stretch it to fit. So I'll go ahead and show you my serger now. So here we are, and you can start anywhere in between 2 pins, I would suggest, just so you don't forget to remove it once you get to there. But all I'm going to do is make sure that I have all 3 layers underneath my foot. Just pop it in there. Again, make sure that everything is lined up. And I'm going to, what I like to do to make sure that I take my pins away is I like to hold it where the pin is. So I don't know why this is shaking so much. I like to hold it where the pin is and remove it, and then start sewing. And then I like to, again, hold it where the pin is, line everything up, stretch my neckband a little bit. And take away the pin. This is actually where I attach my, what is it called? My neckband. This is a dress for an order, so I used to just sew my neckbands on, but now I attach them with my serger, so all I do is I fold it in half, like this. And I like to get really close to the middle, so let me serge a little bit more. And then I like to just pop this in the bottom, sorry. I put my freaking tripod on my chair thinking it would reduce the shaking since it wasn't on the table where the serger is shaking, but somehow my own movement is shaking. My hips don't lie or something, I don't understand. Okay, anyways. And then I hold it under here as I serge the top. And I let it go, okay. So again, we're kind of stretching the neckband a little bit to fit. You don't want to stretch the actual dress because it just won't lay as nicely. And again, I put my finger where the pin is and I remove it as I go. And you can cut your tail off with your serger. I just like to do them manually so I don't have to keep turning off and on my knife. And then I'm gonna keep going past my starting point about an inch. And I just push everything towards the back to serge off, and I'm just gonna clip these and tie them. If you play with the threads, you'll get 2 long ones, and those are the ones that I tied together. And then just clip the excess. Okay. No, but that's it. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like and all that. So here is what it looks like all finished. And if y'all have any further questions, do let me know. Or if you have any requests, I'm running out of ideas for videos, so let me know in the comments. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye!